Hey anyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Abhi on Camera. Tonight we're watching episode 3 of Ahsoka. Last week we had a 2-episode premiere that was awesome. It really felt like Rebels Season 5. Even with new actors and some voice actors, it was insane to see Rebels brought to life. And it felt the same, but it also felt new, and I can't wait to see the story. And you know, at the end of the last episode, yes, we knew about the Eye of Sion hyperspace ring, but we were pretty much left at the same place we were at the end of Star Wars Rebels. Now, I know, in my comment section, in my comparison comment section, lots of people want to think that, no, the scene in Rebels and the scene in Ahsoka are two different things. And they aren't. Sure, the scene where, like, Sabine watches the ship, the shuttle fly over her head. Yeah, sure, that's different. That can happen at different times, but the rest of it, where she's looking at the mural and then turning to look at Ahsoka, of course that's the same scene. Why on earth would she be doing the same thing twice? Why would Ahsoka be Ahsoka the White and then turn back to this? Why would she cut her hair like this? And why would Sabine cut her hair and then grow it out and then cut it straight back? It doesn't make sense for her to be, like, repeating herself so perfectly. The simple fact of the matter is that Dave Filoni has retconned it, whether you like it or not. Any of the small details are just the fact that Rebels was made in a computer and Ahsoka was made by real people. Two hopefuls I want to see this episode is maybe we're going to see Purgles. We saw it in the trailer, but which makes me think it might happen in an earlier episode, but maybe not. Maybe that'll be in episode 4. But at the very least, Jacen Syndulla, Hera and Kanan's son. Where is he? I would like to see him. I'd like to see the entire Ghost, honestly. But I'm not going to keep talking when I can just start the episode. If you enjoyed this reaction, consider hitting the like button. If you want to see more of my reactions to Ahsoka and other Star Wars shows, consider hitting the subscribe button. And if you don't want to do either, then let's just get into the video. We're in hyperspace. Alright, they're picking up right after we left off. Thought for a second we were going to see Ezra and Thrawn. Hey, his arms! I was expecting that we wouldn't see his arms. Hey, that's interesting. Her wooden saber is got like a single blade, like the dark saber. Not so much like a not like a normal lightsaber, which is just a stick.
It's been a while.
Obviously.
Yes, it's Ezra taught you, or well, Ahsoka taught you too. But his holographic training sabers are really cool. Don't diminish her. Kanan taught her a lightsaber. Use a lightsaber at the beginning.
Your skill with the weapon comes from your Mandalorian upbringing.
And Kanan.
Those skills. I can't see. How am I supposed to fight?
I can't even see. How am I supposed to fight?
Use the Force. Here we are, learning this again.
Just your eyes.
I understand we need to do this like basic session again, but wouldn't you have taught her this the first time?
Now what?
Also, this is a much fancier looking kendo mask than what Luke got to wear.
Listen to my voice. Follow my voice.
I love Huang's just eyes.
Sense my intention.
The simple fact that he has like eyelids, or the lack of a better word, makes him so much more expressive. Can't wait to see the behind the scenes to see how much of it was a puppet. And I'm sure David Tennant probably never appeared on set. It's interesting that I said it with Sabine, but even Ahsoka has like that one single-bladed one, which is, they look cool, but the point of your lightsabers is that you don't have a blade. Your entire thing is a blade. I can't see this without thinking about the last time she did this.
Quick to give power, but they also unbalance you.
I just wish someone would mention learning with Kanan. Learning with Kanan wasn't this hard. Something.
Okay.
I also hope that part 3, Time to Fly. I also hope that whenever Ezra shows up, he helps again. You know, since in all honesty, he was the first person to actually teach Sabine how to use a lightsaber. Ziona, why does that sound familiar?
Chancellor Mothma, senators.
Mothma's Chancellor now?
Well, how's young Jason?
I want to know how Jason is.
Chancellor, in fact, he's on board.
We're late as it is.
Why do you? Who are you, Giono? Your name sounds so familiar.
To the Sante shipyard.
He's Kaz's father.
Where I was attacked by Imperial loyalists.
Star
Still
Wars.
working for Morgan Elspeth.
Outliers.
Star Wars Resistance.
We have former Imperial. And the facility.
Kazuta Xiono is the main character of Star Wars Resistance.
Yes,
It's probably
but
the
I
most
believe their
forgotten
activity speaks to a larger
Star Wars animated show because it's the least of them.
Thrawn. I believe he is alive.
I don't know. I'm happy.
that his allies
Thank
are
you,
working
Dave
on a way to
Filoni.
find
Thank you, whoever, for including a connection even to that animated show.
Your personal quest to find Ezra Bridger.
Oh, fork off.
Ezra vanished while fighting Thrawn.
This attitude is why your son runs away from you to join the
To
Resistance.
acquire those resources.
Were you ever in the war, Senator?
No.
Just sat back and waited to see who came out on top?
Ooh, come on. It's the truth. You know that, fool.
They want no part of any further conflict.
It doesn't matter whether they want it. Exactly.
I see no enemy. The Imperial fleet is
Thank you.
scattered and
This
broken.
right
They have
here
no
is why the New
centralized
Republic
command.
is screwed.
Unless Thrawn returns. I know because I fought against him.
Really hope Thrawn remembers that.
He killed. Of course.
I feel like she's gonna go anyways because those two behind her are on the Ghost in the
Senators.
Lego set.
That went well.
Hey, Mom,
Jason.
is it true Aunt Sabine's
Hi.
gonna be a Jedi?
Now, where did you hear that?
Chopper told me.
Your hair is green. Why is the Lego set? That's stupid.
I want to be a Jedi.
The Lego set is incorrect.
I know you do, Jason.
I probably took a picture of him in bad lighting and thought, oh, his hair is brown.
You did well today.
Jason.
Then again,
Why is
you were
Jason a
always
Jedi?
fast learner.
Well,
Out of the
like
two,
you
out
said,
of the
weapons
people who I
can
expected to be
handle. It's
learning to be a Jedi by this point,
the rest of
it wasn't
that's
Sabine,
a
it was him.
struggle.
Expedite my training a bit?
That didn't work last time, Sabine.
I can't use the Force.
Eh,
I don't feel it.
I think you're gonna end up somewhere
you
along
do.
the level of that guy from Rogue One, the blind
Force
awesome guy.
resides in all living things, even you.
Maybe she can't like force push things or like lift things, but she can sense it. It's because of that blind guy that this Rogue One, in Rogue One, that Sabine being a Jedi isn't out of left field.
To master the way.
Oh, I want to go back to Clone Wars and check out how this cockpit matches to the Clone Wars version.
Not yet. You come from a long line of non-traditional Jedi.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
That way, she fits right in.
Non-traditional as hell. Yoda, Dooku, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Ahsoka, now Sabine. That same Jedi legacy has both the most powerful Jedi ever and the least powerful Jedi ever. Where's Chopper when you need him to like lift the ball up and make fun of you? Okay, what are these? TIE fighters? Or what are these? Ah, come on, showing us spaceship action but not the Ghost.
I see you got rid of my presets.
Got rid of my
So you
presets.
say?
Now's not the time for a lesson.
You're just a little rusty.
Well, see, look, I can accept the rustiness, since even by the Rebels epilogue, she was just kind of chilling on Lothal for years.
However, I have several.
Move on my signal?
Come on, work together.
All right.
Get ready.
Ready.
Or, you know, come on, Ahsoka, don't crash this thing. You and Anakin have crashed way too many of these things.
Dive. Tell me when.
This is teamwork. Talking to each other. What you thinking? This is also hyperspace, but just look at that shot.
If I had to guess, I would say it is some sort of hyperspace ring.
Haha!
I'd like to confirm that.
Correct. I mean, it's not that much of an achievement. Every Star Wars fan thought it was just a hyperspace ring, but still. Okay,
Turbo lasers.
show us what this thing can do. This thing wasn't really great when being shot at. Hopefully you upgraded it.
How interesting. I would never have guessed that.
Please tell us what's interesting.
Get a little scan complete.
All right, leave. Oh no! They're fine.
Destroyed.
Out there. Out where? Just keep
Out
working.
into space.
I'll distract them.
Please. Jedi in space in live action? That's a first.
We have them.
Oh, she knows what she's doing. Finally! Come on, Ahsoka. There's one more. Like, yes! I wanted to just do exactly that.
Ahsoka. Sabine. Did you fix the ship yet?
You fix the ship yet? Just floating in space.
Got any more? Buckle up.
Ooh, that's a new steering column. I don't think I've ever seen that in a ship before.
What? What is it?
Haha, Purgil! I was right on both things. Hello. You're in live action. Oh, hi. Be careful. They get really big. They're in live action. Now, please. I want to see them light up and be all purple. I mean, is the gas here made out of that fuel? It's not. It's clearly not the fuel. But, I want to see them power up. That's it. Now we've seen them. I just want to see them jump to hyperspace. I feel greedy, but you keep giving me things, so I keep asking for more. Come on, show. Just the size of these beasties. It's insane. I mean, Rebels gave you a bit of scale. Oh my god, they're big, right? The shots of them next to Star Destroyers are big. But like this,
I've got an opening.
right here, it's like, oh god. Well, they're close to the planet now. Can we have that fight between Ahsoka and Balin?
Better set us down. We almost died.
Multiple times.
Ah, yes. Standard operating procedure.
It's like, yeah, that's normal for Jedi. I mean, come on. Dude, the red trees are nice.
Shut the power down.
I protest. I have a lot of work to do.
Standard Jedi protocol.
I suppose that's true.
Shutting down.
The Jedi archives speak of intergalactic hyperspace lanes between galaxies, which used to
Follow the migration
of
paths
star
of
whales.
Purgil. Yes, exactly what everyone was thinking of.
Like the ones we just saw.
So the map
When?
was not a map to Thrawn, but is a map of Purgil migration, which they could use to go to where Thrawn is. Episode's gonna end right now, isn't it? The swelling music, the zoom in. So, considering we were just talking about a map of migration paths, is this what the ending is? This is the migration paths of the Purgil across the galaxy? Well, that was episode 3, Time to Fly, and first of all, I got the two things I wanted. I wanted Jason Syndulla, and I wanted the Purgil, and I got both. And I am super happy with that. I'm glad that Jason's hair is still green, just a much more subdued green. Like, you can see it looks black, but it also, like, it's just a shine. It's not the same green it was in the animated show, which looks a tad fake. But he looks great. I'm glad to see him. He's very cute. I'm glad to see the Purgil. So much more bigger. I mean, seriously, they almost look like a different creature. The amount of the quality jump from Rebels to this is incredible. But when they pop out of the fog, it's like you just put an actual whale there. I'm so happy to see them. And I really, really hope that they'll show us them powering up and entering hyperspace themselves sometime in the next 3 episodes. Surprise! Cameo. Something Xiono. I can't remember what his dad's name is called. From Star Wars Resistance. I mean, who was expecting that, huh? Everyone's been talking about, like, Clone Wars and Rebels, and Bad Batch is still coming out, and it's great. But Resistance in itself is a largely forgotten show, mainly because people don't like the sequels or that era at all. And the Resistance was, if people complain about Rebels being more childish than Clone Wars, then Resistance was definitely that same step down in being more childish than Rebels. It's not terrible. It's got spectacular, seriously, some of the best and most unique Star Wars ship designs in all of this here, on everything. And it's got a lot of cool monster creatures. It's fun, and I'm glad for a connection. Otherwise, the big portion of this episode was, Ahsoka training Sabine. I know why they made the story this way, right? Starting from scratch, training the pupil, and the whole, and how that whole scene kind of like reflects on how we saw Luke doing it, how we saw Ezra doing it. We've seen that training scene many times before. We've seen about it, read about it across Star Wars. And to just do that again with Sabine is great. Of course, do I think it kind of lowers her? Because she's a badass in her own right. She's been trained by Kanan and Ezra, and apparently Ahsoka, since they've done this one time before. So, I don't know. I'm okay, though, if she's just rusty. If you would just assume that the first time she trained with Ahsoka was way earlier, and she's just been sitting on Lothal, gathering dust for a while. Oh, and of course, the best action scene, finally, in live action, Jedi standing on a spaceship. I love it. We see it a lot in Clone Wars and Rebels, but this is the first time in live action. The episode was short, but this show continues to please. I can't wait until we get out of this galaxy. Fortunately, I think episode 4 will probably still take place on this planet. Probably Sabine fixing the ship and having to fight off all those goons in the forest. Ahsoka has to make it to Balin, like we saw in the trailers. And I'm sure Hera has to spend more time trying to convince the Senate, or just, leave on her own. And breaking it off and do it on her own is, again, a thing, because that's what happens to the Resistance later. And that's what they're showing us here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. What was your favorite part of this episode? Over here is the next reaction whenever that comes out. Over here is the playlist of my videos. And on my face is the subscribe button. Like, comment, subscribe, criticize even. I don't mind. See ya.